Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about whether or not you should produce a racket lag on your tennis serve. So in general there are two different ways to serve in tennis. Number one is syncing your tossing arm and your racket arm up together. And the second way to serve is creating more of a racket lag with your racket arms. This means that your tossing arm is coming up first and your racket arm is lagging a little bit behind. Now this second option, so lagging the racket behind your tossing arm, is the most common style that you see on the professional tour, and it's the most common style that the best servers in history use. However, that doesn't mean it is the right way to serve. Whether you have a racket lag or not depends on you and your style of serving and what feels more natural to you. But in today's video I'm going to speak about the pros and the cons of both so that you can go out there and try both styles and see which one fits your game and your body more naturally. So first of all we're going to speak about the arms coming up together. And now this is the style that I personally use and have used all of my life, and it feels completely natural to me. However, the downside of this technique, specifically if you are using an abbreviated position like Caroline Garcia for example, would mean that when the ball is in the air you have to stop a little bit in this trophy position before you start the racket drop phase and come up into the acceleration and the contact phase. So this starting and then stopping here and then having to start again can disrupt your timing and the rhythm of your serve. And it can also disrupt the kinetic chain, meaning that you may lose a little bit of power here because you're breaking the chain of fluidity and energy release. Because essentially you're breaking the momentum and the racket head speed and having to stop here to then start again. So you're relying more on the power coming from your arm and shoulder. However, for players that don't use an abbreviated swing like Caroline Garcia and instead have more of a swing to their takeback, so starting here, dropping down and then coming up into the trophy position, using the arms together approach, this doesn't have an impact on your timing or your swing momentum or your racket head speed acceleration, because you're generally not going to pause in that trophy position. Instead, it's going to be one whole fluid stroke like so. However, for more beginner or recreational players, this type of serve could be an issue. And specifically, it could be an issue for your timing and fluidity and rhythm on your serve. You might find it quite difficult to sync both of your arms together, because oftentimes recreational players have trouble with their toss. And so if you're thinking about your racket arm and your tossing arm at the same time, this could confuse you and disrupt your rhythm and timing and fluidity and your ball toss. And if you find that is the case with you, then maybe learning the racket lag serve could be a good idea for you, because the lag serve separates your tossing arm and your racket arm. So when you come to serve, you can focus on the toss and then think about what you're doing with your racket arm. In addition, the lag serve could help you find a more continuous motion and fluidity on your serve, because there's no time to stop on this lag serve, because essentially you're chasing the toss on this type of serve, because the toss comes first and then the racket arm follows it. So there's no time to stop in this trophy position, because if you stop, the ball will be falling down as you come into your racket drop and acceleration phase into contact. So instead you need to ensure that your racket arm is moving continuously throughout the whole of the service motion to ensure correct timing into contact. In addition, if you're a server that uses the pinpoint stance, this lag type of serve could suit you more so. And this is because when you're using a pinpoint stance and a lag serve, this creates more of a seamless weight transfer up into contact. Whereas if you use a pinpoint stance and an up together type of motion, this could cause balance issues and also timing issues. And you might find yourself trying to get into that pinpoint stance, bringing that back leg forward and just kind of feeling like a disrupted timing. However, I personally use a pinpoint stance and an up together style, and this has worked for me all my life. However, having said that, the best players in the history of the game, people like Ivo Karlovic and Sam Groth, who use a pinpoint stance type of serve, also use that lag in their take back. And so the serve lag type of style could lead to a little bit more power generation compared to the up together style of serve. But if that is the case, then it would be a very, very small percentage, more like a 5 to 10% increase in power potential generated. So now the question is should you change your style? Should you change from an up together serve to a lag serve? And the question that you have to ask yourself is if you have any technical issues or challenges in your serve at all. For example, if you struggle with your ball toss accuracy and consistency, then switching to more of a lag serve might help you to isolate that ball toss a little bit more and not think about having to sync both arms together. Instead, toss the ball and then naturally think about the racket arm coming up. In addition, if you currently have any issues with your timing on your serve and difficulty getting out of the racket drop phase in particular, then switching from an up together serve style to more of a lag serve style could help you to increase your racket head speed and make this racket drop a little bit quicker to find the correct timing up into the contact point. But overall, if you have any technical difficulties, then switching to a lag serve can help you to separate the components of your serve and make your serve a little bit more consistent and fluid, and focus on each aspect of the serve as you go. And guys, if you need more help on your serve and want to learn the key fundamental technical aspects of the serve, then make sure you click that first link in my description box below to download my free serve guide. And guys, I'll see you in my next video.